Alrighty, so day 2 of Washington Commanders training camp is in the books. This is the first one where fans was allowed to go. So let's talk about it and recap today's day in Ashburn.
After 20 years, you know we back on. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. One forward with the passion, you know we scoring. FedEx field back lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, yeah you know we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, yeah I need that.
I think Virginia is the best place to live, work, raise a family, and it should be the best place to have a professional football team.
What they say, let me know right now. It's time to take a man. You know it's awesome. We back, yeah, we back, After 20 years, you know we back, No more Snyder, more McLaurin. One forward with the passion, you know we scoring. FedEx field back lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, yeah you know we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, yeah I need that. 1999 when it went wrong, but now we gonna sign a party like it's 99. Chase young off the edge, hey what's up now?
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video we're going to be recapping day 2 of Washington Commanders training camp, as there was a lot of things that happened today. You had somebody say Sam Howell is out here looking like Peyton, man. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video just like this to the channel. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. And as always, shout out to the sources that I'm going to be using for my recap videos. Today I'm using Zach Selzy per usual, but I'm also going to be using Bleeding Burgundy and Gold. Shout out to him. Go follow him on Twitter. I believe he has a YouTube channel also, so shout out to him and all the fans that were there in attendance for training camp day 1. I mean, how did it feel out there? You know what I'm saying? To finally have bleachers in the training camp, right? Chase Young dapping up the fans and everybody's excited. So let's go ahead and get to it though. Howell starts the 7-on-7 with the completion of B-Rob. Cody Barton looked like he had a shot at the pick, but Howell somehow fit the ball in the window. As we know, Sam Howell has a very, very strong arm, so that's not surprising. Cody Barton being there, though, is what I'm going to be paying attention to. Because you guys know me. You know I was a big Cole Holcomb fan. I did not want Cole Holcomb to be gone. I wanted to re-sign him, and we replaced him with Cody Barton, and he's going to be the middle linebacker here. Just a tad bit off target for Curtis Samuel on a throw from Howell. Samuel was open and did make a good attempt, but couldn't haul it in. And as we know, they're human, they're quarterbacks. They're going to be off target at sometimes. They're not going to be 100% accurate. Here's another one from Zach Selsby, as he says, tweet loaded a little slow today, but Dyami Brown was wide open earlier on a play and connected with Brissett. I've always liked Dyami and curious to see how he develops during camp. Yeah, Dyami, again, as we know, this, in my opinion, feel like this is going to be a huge year for Dyami Brown. Finally going to be in an offense where he's going to be able to get opportunities. As we know, he's shown flashes like last year with having 2 touchdowns in 1 game. We know what's in there in Dyami. He just needs the opportunity. As we'll find out later in the video, Dyami Brown also continued to make plays. Really nice play from Dyami Brown near the red zone. Howell had to scramble around before fitting the pass in a tight window to Brown in the corner of the end zone. Looked like he was inbounds, but Wild Goose insists that he was out. So I like that matchup a lot. You guys know I kind of have a liking to Rashad Wild Goose. Like, he was solid last year, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's a guy that we can look around that could potentially make this roster on the back end of the depth chart. You know, Rashad Wild Goose is a name to watch out for. As far as Dyami Brown, again, continuing to make plays. Him and Sam Howell, that connection, as you know, go back to UNC days. So just another day in the office for those two fellas. Next tweet we have is a couple of really nice throws from Brissett and Fromm. Brissett dropped in the bucket to Jared Patterson for a touchdown, and Fromm delivered a strike to Sample also for a touchdown. So out of all that, you guys know how I feel about Jared Patterson, man. I love that JP is making plays out there, and I really hope he can make this roster, man, because I'm telling y'all, I say this each and every year, bro. If it wasn't for him being short, bro, he would literally be on this roster and being a key contributor in that backfield. Everything else he has. He has the vision, he has the footwork, he has the speed, he has everything, man. So he's really good, and I think he deserves a spot. Y'all already know that, though. Defense is really getting after Howell doing blitz pickups. A reminder that Washington's defensive front is going to be a problem for everyone. And again, that's no surprise that the defensive line is getting after him. Multiple reasons why. You're in year 4 of Jack Del Rio's defense. The defensive line is light years ahead of this offensive line. We have obviously one of the best defensive lines in football, so that's how it should be. You don't want to be concerned about the offensive line, but it is a little bit of something to pay attention to. But again, you're going up against Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Chase Young, Montez Sweat. You're not going up against that every single week, right? So honestly, their best competition is going to be in practice. So I don't worry about the offensive line too much. Dyami Brown continued to make plays as he just made a catch. He made the catch of the day from Brissett. He made a contested catch over Castro Fields near the 10-yard line. The crowd erupted. So you guys already know we're going to be seeing those videos coming out later. I'm excited to hear about that and see it and you know, hear the crowd pop more so than anything. McLaurin and Howell just connected on a deep ball pass down the field with Forbes trailing in coverage. Probably got the biggest cheer from the crowd so far, and that's of course going to happen. I mean, it's Terry McLaurin. He's going to always get the biggest pop from the crowd, right? And this is cool moment of the players interacting with fans. Momentum Curry, Jeremy Reeves near the fence, separating the fans from the practice field, and Reeves gave a few kids some high fives before jogging back into the play. So again, interacting with the fans, man, it's a new energy, man, now that Dan Snyder is no longer here in Washington. So again, man, we're excited. We're going to come out and support you guys, man. All y'all got to do is give us a reason, and that reason is winning. Alrighty, now we're switching over to Bleeding B&G. Make sure you guys go follow him and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Thank you for the coverage today. He says, Howell just casually dropping a die off his back foot. Play 6, a trick play so sick that I can't even say anything else about it. So again, having a tricky offense, Eric Bieniemy coming from Kansas City, you guys know how the trick plays get, man. So it's definitely not surprising that we're doing trick plays, but it's also exciting, and it's going to be really good once we see it in a game. Next thing he says is offset trip screen look to Gibson. Gibson's gonna be used more as that, you know, that third down back, that J.D. McKissick role as he mentioned to yesterday. So having him run screens and be the trips right, you know, guy, it's definitely exciting and definitely something that Antonio Gibson will thrive in, no question about it. One play of team sessions, Howell roll out left and hits McLaurin in the flats. He also then says this: "Oh my Lord, Eric Bieniemy is drawing that ass up this morning. A lot of windows dressing to get Brian Robinson wide open on up the seam." Love to see it, man. I can't even really get my raw emotion and reaction because it's just exciting that we finally have a creative mind running this offense, honestly. And I know it's going to be exciting once we see it during the games come fall, but right now it's exciting. But again, you just got to temper your excitement because one, I didn't see it live, and two, it is just practice, right? Ball jumping out of Howell's hands now hits Byron Pringle on an easy 50-yard throw. Easy 50-yard throw, as he says, right? 50 yards ain't easy, right? But for Sam Howell, it is. More so than anything, Byron Pringle is the note I want to take away from that. Again, like I said, he's a guy that isn't just this ordinary, you know, signing late that could be a camp body. He is a guy that can legitimately make the bottom half of this wide receiving roster, bro, honestly speaking. Next thing, Bleeding B&G posted, Howell attempted to hit Curtis Samuel in and high outside, first incompletion of the session. We already heard about that. Howell hits Dawson on a curl from the slot for a short gain. The ball hasn't hit the ground yet. Live 7v7 session underway. First play, Howell squeezes it into on a Texas route to Brian Robinson between Hudson and Barton. So Hudson been out there with Barton. You know, Cody Barton is gonna more likely than not be the starter. So So him being out there with Khalid Hudson, does that mean Khalid Hudson gets an increased role and can potentially be out there with the starters? I would hope so, because I love Khalid Hudson, man, and I think the upside on him is outstanding. Next thing you got is third play, Howell rolls out to the right, throws an absolute laser to Dyami Brown in the corner of the end zone. The arm strength and ball placement is evident, and we already read about that, obviously. Next thing, second play, Howell hits Cole Turner for a moderate gain in the middle of the field. One's back out of the second 77 session. First play, Howell hits Dawson in the flats. Probably would have been a coverage sack though. Another incompletion by Sam Howell. Howell has to throw it out of bounds due to pressure. The defensive line is dominating Jesus Christ. And again, as we know, that is nothing to be surprised about. The defensive line is one of the best in football. First play, Howell hits Logan Thomas on an end route. Chase Young just made Charles Leno look silly. So I love to hear that about Chase Young making plays. Next thing we got coming in from Bleeding B&G is Terry McLaurin towards Emmanuel Forbes again, or for this is the 50-yard bomb, I should say, for Howell that we talked about earlier. And again, I love to see it, man. Apparently Forbes was not too far behind, but Terry just being Terry, and you know, he's one of the best receivers in football for a reason. Iron sharpen iron, you know what I'm saying? Although I wasn't the biggest fan of the Emmanuel Forbes pick, he's going to get better because he's going up against top tier talent, and I don't expect less out of Emmanuel Forbes when it comes to that. Next thing you got is Howell hits Cole Turner on an out route working against Jamin Davis. Eric Bieniemy then kicks the ones off the field after a false start and a few negative plays. They haven't seen the field in about 10 minutes of real time, holding them boys accountable, and that's what I love the most about this. Okay, everything else that we've bringing in with Eric Bieniemy, his offensive mind, everything else, but the fact that he holds these fellas accountable and let them know that this isn't a game. You know what I'm saying? Negative plays like that or a false start like that, it could be a difference in us getting the win or getting the loss. You know what I'm saying? So I love to see that again. So So there you have it. That is the quick update of training camp recap day 2. Some of the best takeaways today was seeing that Chase Young making plays out there. You got Sam Howell continuing to look strong. The defensive line dominating per usual. You got Terry McLaurin going up with Emmanuel Forbes, but really Dyami Brown making some plays, and I love to see that, because that is a guy that I think could have a really big year. You got Antonio Gibson going out there making plays. Brian Robinson, everybody getting in the full swing of things. It's only day 2, so I expect more things to happen as the training camp goes on. But it's definitely exciting to be back in the full swing of things, and it's definitely exciting to have the fans back out there. Are you going to training camp at any time this summer? Let me know. But there you have it. As always, being boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. On the road to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.